Laurence Fox has had his home raided by police and has since been arrested. He's also since had his employment terminated by GB News, along with his co-host Calvin Robinson, who has also had his employment terminated. Now, a lot of people might be reading this news, wondering why it is the police could A, raid his house, and B, arrest him for something he hasn't yet done. But as I understand it, it's been reported that he's been arrested on suspicion of conspiracy to commit criminal damage to the ULEZ cameras. So allow me to explain in a little bit more detail. A conspiracy to commit a crime is obviously a crime that has not yet occurred. It's what we call an inchoate offence. It's an offence which has not yet happened, and there are different types of inchoate offences. One of which being a conspiracy to commit. A conspiracy is a plan. It's an agreement between two or more people that they are going to carry out a criminal offence into effect. And the very agreement between those people, this is reading from the CPS website here that I can link in the description below so you can go and read it, that is the offence itself. And just as a heads up, if you haven't spotted it, I'm really excited about the launch of my new channel, Daniel Shansmith, where I will help you to build wealth. So here I help you to understand law, and on my new channel, I will help you to build wealth. It's linked in the description. I had thousands of subscribers before my first video went live. I'm so pleased and I'm so grateful to all of you for doing that. My first video on there as to what barristers earn and what I earn as a barrister is now live on that channel, and I'd be really grateful if you head over there and subscribe. Watch the video, you might find it interesting, but I will certainly be helping you to build wealth on that channel, so I'd love to have you over there. Please head there and subscribe. Now back to the video. So they don't need to actually go out and commit this offence. They don't need to go out and commit any criminal damage, if that's what I understand he's been arrested for, conspiracy to commit criminal damage. Now, why might it be that's happened? But first of all, let's take a quick look at the video that he released of the police in his house. Let's take a quick look at that.
Coming after
Stop now.
What?
No.
Look how many coppers there are in my house. Look at them coming to steal everything, take everything out of my house. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the country that we live in.
So you can see there that the police are in the house. It's obviously a lot of police because they're obviously going to carry out a search to the house. They're obviously going to look for any evidence that will be linked to this suspected conspiracy to commit criminal damage. And the reasoning behind it is actually quite clear. So if you were unclear as to why they've raided the house in the first place, and some people may potentially unjustifiably have something against the police for doing this, allow me to, which didn't take me more than 2 minutes to find, by the way, play you a short clip of another video, which it's not to say this is the reason they've done it, but this is certainly one of the reasons. I've read that there are many, and this is certainly one of them. So now let's take a look at this.
I encourage them to tear down every single camera there is, and I will be joining them.
So just pausing there, he said I would encourage them to tear down every camera. And so that's encouraging the offence. Not yet an agreement. He said, I will be joining them. Let's carry on.
To tear down cameras as well, because I'm one of those people that puts my money where my mouth is. So I'm pretty close with several. And
So just pausing there, he said he's willing to put his money where his mouth is. So he's willing to finance this. And then he said he knows several of them. Let's just skip back and watch that little bit again.
I'm pretty close with several.
So not just know them, he's pretty close with several.
And I will be, I'll be out there with my angle grinder. I had a guy the other day phone me up and say, he's a very, very wealthy guy. And he said, I want to put, I'll put 10 grand behind the counter at, several Wixes in London, and anyone who wants to go and do some removal of this digital fly tipping, wants to go and clean up their community, can go and get an angle grinder for free. They can get all the gear that they need for free, and it's all on me. So I would encourage mass removal of the surveillance state.
So there he said that he's had someone phone him up, offer to put money behind this, behind the counter at Wickes, as he put it, so that someone can go in, pick up an angle grinder and obviously go and cut down these ULEZ cameras. Now, this video is not in any way to persuade you that, ULEZ should be going ahead or should not be going ahead. Those are not something that I need to raise an opinion about. This video is solely dedicated onto Laurence Fox having his house raided and being arrested on suspicion of conspiracy to commit criminal damage. Now, conspiracy, as I said, is just a plan between two people, an agreement, not even a plan, just an agreement between two people that they are going to carry these criminal offences into effect. And there's a lot of case law on this. So as you can see here, it must involve spoken or written words or other acts. And so any of these things can form an agreement which will be conspiracy to commit the offence. And so the purpose, clearly, of raiding his house is to see whether there is any large stack of cash anywhere, presumably, whether there are any angle grinders or anything else that look like they've recently been purchased to commit this offence, because if they were found, then that would obviously be further evidence of this agreement to commit criminal offences, criminal damage. And of course, for example, there might be computers with emails on there where they've written to each other, perhaps, if they have put any of this in writing, or text messages where they've said, yes, you do this and I'll do that. Any of these kind of things would form an agreement. So if you were wondering why they've raided the house, that will be one reason why. If you're wondering why he might be potentially guilty of this offence, that is because the offence itself does not have to have taken place. A conspiracy to commit an offence just has to be the agreement by itself. And there's more. If we go a little bit further in the video, you can hear Laurence Fox acknowledging that he might end up being arrested and even welcoming it. Let's listen to a little bit more.
Because once it's there, you cannot remove it.
Are you interested in testing the law around this if some people get arrested?
I would be happy to be arrested myself. So, I won't be, when I go out and take their cameras down, which I will be doing, I will be taking my phone with me so they know exactly where I am.
So he clearly acknowledged that he might be arrested for it. So it's quite clear that he at least had this plan. And between this and other videos, which I haven't shown you and I haven't yet seen, between those, there may well be an agreement between him and another party or several other parties to go and cut down these cameras. Now, as I said, this is not me supporting the cameras or against the cameras or whatever. That's a political discussion that isn't my place to say. But insofar as him agreeing with other people to go and commit this crime, on the face of it, that's why the police are there, and there clearly seems to be enough for the police to go raid his house, look for further evidence. And so I wouldn't be at all surprised if the next bit that you hear in the news, probably within the next 24 to 48 hours, but that's obviously only if the police do find enough evidence of this agreement. So I hope that was helpful. I hope it's helped you to understand it a little bit more. Please do like the video and subscribe, and as always, thank you for watching.